Hello, this is Patrick Botticelli with Colonial Airstream in Lakewood, New Jersey. Behind me here is a brand new 2017 Airstream Flying Cloud 20C. 20C is the actual floor plan code. And it's a Bambi because it's a single axle trailer. Total length of this trailer is 20 foot 10 inches. That's from the center of the bowl to the very back bumper. Exterior width is 8 foot, so it's 8 foot wide on the outside of the trailer. And interior width is 7 foot 7. Exterior height to the top of the air conditioner, so the very, very top of the trailer, is 9 foot 9. And the interior height, that's from the floor to the ceiling of the trailer, it's 6 foot 7.5 inches. The hitch weight, that's the pressure that's pushing down the back of the vehicle. This is the unloaded hitch weight, so that's before you put any cargo or water in the trailer, is 631 pounds. And the unit base weight, that's the weight of the trailer before options and before you put cargo in, is 4271. That gives you a gross vehicle weight rating of 5,000 pounds. That's the absolute most that this trailer could weigh before you overload it. So that gives you a net carrying capacity of 729 pounds. That's a good amount of cargo you put in this trailer. Freshwater tank is 23 gallons. And the gray waste tank, that's your sink and shower waste, that's 21 gallons. The black tank, which is toilet waste, is 18 gallons. New for 2017, Airstream changed the color of the frame paint. Used to be a pewter color, now it's gloss black. Just makes it a little bit easier for an owner to touch up their frame. You don't have to buy the paint from Airstream anymore. Also too, they have the aluminum bifold step. Check out this step. Just lift up, step slides down. You got to make sure it's locked in position. Sometimes it can come out and not be locked and you'll want to step on it in this position. Make sure it's locked out. And then you could either use it at this height or flip it down one more. So what you're going to do is pull from the back, flip it down, and then push that down. And that's your second step. And bring it back in. You're just going to do the same step. Lift this up, lift it around, push up, tuck it in. That simple. But see how it's flush so it doesn't stick out any further? It's an aluminum step so it won't rust. You can do it with one hand. Just take a walk inside this trailer. Bam, but before I do, you know I love this. A nice solid sound of the door closing. Look at the construction of the door, the heavy-duty hardware, the rivets. That's an interior aluminum cladding. This is all insulated behind here. You have your entry door window, deadbolt lock, entry door handle lock. You can see here the gasket that seals the door. Also, the extruded aluminum frame structure. Look how thick this is. It's a pretty thick structure here, and it's all TIG welded in the corners here. There's grip tape on the bottom that prevents you from slipping out. And look at these hinges. These are cast aluminum hinges. They're very heavy duty. They're going to last the lifetime of the trailer. You can see here the door frame is buck riveted right into the metal aluminum structure of the trailer. Has an aluminum gutter rail over the door so sheathing rain doesn't run down over your door. It actually runs around the door. There's a little bumper up top that on the way out, when you exit the trailer, prevents you from scraping your head. Polished aluminum grab handle. The screen door is all TIG welded. Stainless steel hinges. Seals nice and tight up against the body. This piece here fills the gap. Screen door guards are standard on this model. It's a beautiful door. This 2017 Flying Cloud is in a new landmark decor. So the landmark decor is this style laminate over plywood, and then you have a choice of either wild honey or sandpiper. The color inside right now is a sandpiper. And this is a new Dwell ultra leather. I'll show you a little bit closer when we get inside. This has the optional convection microwave with 3-burner cooktop for $475. That replaces the gas oven, and you get an electric convection oven. This has the window awning package, so it's a rear and side awning for $1350. Sandpiper ultra leather is no charge. This has the wireless backup camera with monitor for $675. The landmark interior decor, which is no charge. The complete solar charging system with 80-watt slimline panel and 2 absorbed glass mat Group 24 series Lifeline batteries for $1,700. With destination, MSRP is $72,434. Inside the trailer, we have a place where you can hang your coat. You also have shoe storage. There's a fire extinguisher by the entry door. Comes with a welcome mat. This also has the load capacity of this particular trailer with the factory options. The net carrying capacity goes down to 606 because of the options I mentioned. Magazine storage by the entry door. We have an entry door handle on the interior as well. We could disconnect and store the battery or flip it on to use, which we're on right now. When it's on use, we'll turn on all your 12-volt items and allow you to then turn the switch on for that individual item. And it will also allow you to charge the battery. So if you're plugged into electricity, it will allow the batteries to charge. With this on store, the batteries will not charge, except if you have the solar charging system, it'll still allow the batteries to charge. There's an exterior porch light and step light. There's an awning light, so underneath the awning, when we bring that out later, there'll be an LED light strip. And we have your ceiling lights, which are dimmable. There's key hooks here by the entry door. It's a dry erase board that's also magnetic. Comes with a marker, 2 magnets, and you can also tape pictures to these magnets. Beautiful aluminum interior finish. Outside is buck riveted. Then you have equal bad insulation in between the 2 layers of aluminum. That is better than fiberglass insulation and styrofoam because it doesn't off-gas. Inside is pop riveted together. All the cabinetry, again, is plywood with laminate, so this is not a sticker. There's no particle board. It's all plywood. And then this corner here, this is the corner that you're going to rub up against when you come inside the trailer. This is solid oak, so this is very, very, very resilient. There's a wardrobe closet here with premium hardware. This hardware is detachable, so if you push on this back piece, it will pop this hinge off. You could do it on the bottom as well as the top and actually remove the door. Also, if you take this cap off, you can make adjustments. There's different screws in here to adjust the angle of the door. The wardrobe rod has grooves in it that prevent your clothes from sliding back and forth when you're driving. These black boxes, a lot of people ask me about these black boxes. They just house the wiring for some of the accessories that are on the other side of the wall. So it protects them. There's also an LED light inside here. You got a storage compartment above. And everything has a heavy-duty J-latch. These have 7-pound latches, so you need approximately 7 pounds of pressure to pull the door open. That will prevent it from opening when you're driving. Just be careful. Sometimes when you're loading items, you could bump this and push this down. That will then close the latch, and then the door won't mate up with it, you could actually just pop it back open with a screwdriver. Below the wardrobe, we have 2 drawers. They're both full extension, so you don't have to reach in like a 3/4. They go all the way out. They're all wooden boxes. There's storage below the bed. There's a bunch of storage containers underneath here that come with it. They slide right out. You can open them up, load pillows, and blankets, and clothes inside. You can actually bring them right into the house and load them there and then bring them back to the trailer. This is a detachable door too, so if you wanted a larger item in that wouldn't fit behind the door, you can just pop the door off. And then the subwoofer part of the sound system is built in underneath the bed. There's a pillow top memory foam mattress, approximately 7 to 8 inches thick. A very comfortable mattress. There's no need to go out and purchase an aftermarket mattress that people used to do in the past. Airstream in recent years has improved the mattress greatly. That doesn't want you to go out and upgrade the mattress. People are very happy with this mattress. In the bedroom, we have another ceiling light, which is also dimmable. This particular trailer comes with a magazine rack right next to the head of the bed. And just because Airstream lays the bed out like this doesn't mean you have to sleep this way. If you want to reverse and put the pillows on this side and this side be the head of the bed, you could do so. So the lights are here and a lot of accessories here, but you could still sleep on it the other way if you wish. Next to the bed, there's 2 separate USB charge ports. So there's 4 different areas you could plug USB devices in to charge them. At the head of the bed, there's also an electrical outlet and 2 separate reading lights that are LED that you have to control. Also, too, there's a carbon monoxide detector with the 9-volt battery inside that you have to replace every 6 months. The smoke detector as well. These are all code, RVIA code. Airstream builds to the strict codes of the RVIA industry standards. These cabinets lift up. We have adjustable hinges, so you can tighten and loosen this screw to add more tension on it to keep it closed, or more assist to allow it to open. This has a ledge on the front so nothing slides out. These corners do not open. Don't try to open them. They actually house the speaker and a speaker box to give you some bass. All the curtains are on an aluminum rail that slide across. These have the new blackout linings built into them, so when you close them, virtually no light goes through. People love this bed because you can lay in bed and you have the full panoramic view right in your bedroom. But also, if I'm standing back here, I have the panoramic view. So it's nice to have it in the bed, but your rest of your living space can enjoy the same view. Plus you have 2 large windows on the side. It's another overhead storage compartment. At the head of the bed and the foot of the bed, there's hampers built in. They're pretty deep. So you could add extra blankets and pillows and store them in these compartments here. The middle window, there's a rock guard that opens from the exterior. Once you have the rock guard open, you could pull, twist, and lift with both hands, both sides. Lift the window up, 3 different height adjustments to allow ventilation in this area. Just make sure before you ever tow the trailer that you lock the window back in place. The glass is actually tinted, but it also has a solar stone guard protection on the outside over it, which is also tinted. Those are removable and you can lift them up. At the foot of the bed, there's an electrical outlet and a cable outlet. Any of the electrical outlets in this trailer, the standard electrical outlets, you have to be plugged into shore power or a generator to allow them to work. But there are other outlets in the trailer with a blue sticker on them that says inverter circuit. Those outlets will work off your stored battery juice temporarily, giving you 1,000 watts of electricity, so you could use a television, laptop, computer, Blu-ray player, television, or any other device that's under 1,000 watts. For the bedroom, there's a privacy curtain that pulls all the way across and snaps in to this right here. Closes this area off from the rest of the trailer. On the ceiling, we have the ductwork and the vents for the new ducted air conditioning system that came out for the 2016 model year on this particular trailer. These are the intakes, so there's filters in here you have to clean occasionally. And this is where the heat pump and air conditioning will come through. These vents right here, you could spin them around. You could shut vents off. So say if you wanted this area to be a little bit warmer than right here, you could shut that vent off, or this one, or any of them inside the trailer. There's a fantastic fan standard on this trailer in the bedroom and in the galley. Both the fans are exhaust only, which is RVIA code. To open and turn on the fan, I'm going to have the fan blade on when I open the lid. I'm going to select my speed, which could be 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to hit open lid. The motor will open the lid. There's a little button that will turn on the fan. Now I could disable the fan if I want and just have a vent. I could change the speed as well. But I could also set the thermostat. So here's our temperature. So if it gets warmer than it is right now inside here, the fan will kick on. Or I could set it to the exact temperature to maintain this particular temperature. A lot of lint will get stuck in here, so these have the quick release screens. And then you can manually close it just by spinning the motor, and there's no harm. This has a rain sensor built into it as well, so if it rains, there's a circuit board with little probes on it that a raindrop hits it, it shorts it out, shuts the lid down. Once that dries out, the lid will open back up. And keep in mind, nothing will happen, nothing will turn on or off as long as this is into the 0 position. So you won't be able to open and close the lid if this is on 0. There's a fuse in here too, which is a 4-amp fuse, just in case a stick or pine needle or something got stuck in the fan blade to prevent it from spin. It'll sacrifice that fuse first. Above the dinette, there's a stereo with CD player. There's a Bluetooth stereo. There's also some more USB charge ports. Airstream is very generous with these USB charge ports. There's a Blu-ray player which plays DVDs and Blu-rays. That has a USB input in the front, so you can plug devices into this. On the side here, we have a USB import. This is for the stereo, so if you have an MP3 player and you want to play it in here, you can plug it into this one here as well. Next to this, we have the electrical outlet where the Blu-ray player is plugged into. You could unplug this and plug it into an inverter circuit if you wish. Just keep in mind the inverter has to be turned on, and it's not necessary to use this circuit when you're plugged into electricity, because this one would then be active. This has the optional wireless backup camera. There's a 5-inch screen. The camera's on the back of the trailer already, but this is the device that goes in your vehicle. It's just as easy, just plug it into your cigarette lighter in your vehicle and turn your parking lights on, and the camera is active. Above the dinette, we have a light, which you could choose 1 or 2 elements. This little device here is a microphone that's part of the Bluetooth stereo. This has the Ocean Air roller shades. Sometimes you can hook them under the handles to go halfway, or hook it in to go all the way. Just make sure your hands aren't slippery when you pull down on this, because this can fly out and go up full speed. It's not good for it long term. To open any window, twist, and lift. These windows won't open because I haven't broken the seal today. 3 different heights, and very important again, make sure they're locked before you tow. This one's a little bit different. This is the same style window, but the handles are red, and the screen is removable. So in case of emergency, you could pull the handles and lift just like you would on the side window here, but now the screen is removable so you can exit the trailer. Under the dinette, there's storage that goes about halfway. The other side of the storage is blocked off because the water heater is there. So you have an access lid here to get to the bulk storage, but you also have a way to get to the water heater bypass, which is in bypass right now because this trailer is winterized. But there's a 90-degree ball valve. When it's perpendicular to the water line, it's shut. When it's parallel, it's open, but we bypass the water heater, so when we pump antifreeze through the system, we're not wasting 6 gallons of antifreeze in the water heater. We're actually looping the plumbing right around the water heater. Water heater has its own drain plug, and then there is low point drains that go right through the floor that you could open from this compartment as well, that drain out, gravity drain out the water lines. Just follow the guide in your owner's manual. This is the new Dwell Ultra Leather. It's just as durable as the previous Golden Knight with cashew and Golden Knight with black, but it actually has some grip on it now. So if you sit in the seat, you're not sliding around. It's a little bit more grippy. The bottom is a vinyl material that has the Velcro stitched into it. The Velcro just prevents the cushion from sliding around when you're driving or when you're getting in and out of the dinette. The Dwell Ultra Leather is a very, very durable material. It's preferred if you have pets to get some type of ultra leather other than cloth. And for kids, it cleans up extremely well. You could pour wine on this, it'll bead up and roll off. Just dab it with a towel, wipe it, and it's clean. These are the decor pillows that come with the new Landmark decor with the sandpiper interior. The table makes into a bed. This table operates a little bit different than some other tables because it has rails it lays on top instead of laying on top of the benches. But what you do first is lift the table, release the leg, snap it in place, and then lift the table enough so it comes out of its little cleats. Swing it down, just make sure the table clears the bottom cushions so you don't pinch them. Lays on top of those 2 rails. Then you just take the 2 backrests and you squeeze them right in place. And you have another bed for another guest. And the foam has been improved for 2017. It's a little bit better density foam. A little bit more comfortable, a little bit more durable for years to come. Make sure when you bring the table up that it snaps in both cleats before you drop the leg, because otherwise the table will be wobbly and could come out when you're towing. It's another storage compartment up here. More storage underneath this dinette booth, and this is blocked because the wheel well actually cuts in to the trailer here, as well as it does under the refrigerator. That's why the refrigerator is elevated. We have a propane leak detector down on the floor. This is the onboard battery charger. Has all your breakers and 12-volt fuses. If a fuse ever pops, there's an LED light that will light up next to it. And we have 4 more spots for expansion in the future for other accessories if you decided to add. The bottom part converts AC to DC and charges the battery. And there's a little computer fan that will kick on occasionally to cool the charger down. This is the new flooring you get with the Landmark decor. It's a vinyl sheet flooring throughout the trailer. It's very durable. On the Gold Alchemy decor, which would be Golden Knight with cashew, mica with cashew, or Golden Knight with black, it would have a wood plank style vinyl floor. The refrigerator is an automatic 2-way 4 cubic foot refrigerator. Freezers up top. Adjustable shelves, removable shelves, cut out in the shelf for tall items, drip pan that's plumbed outside. What you do is you turn the refrigerator on the day before you go on your trip. Get it nice and cool. It takes about 7 hours to remove the heat. It's an absorption refrigerator. If you're plugged into electricity and it's on automatic mode, it will automatically run on electricity. If you're not plugged into electricity and you have your propane on, the propane is bled properly, using the cooktop to get the air out of the system, it will switch over to gas automatically. If it misfires on gas, the check light will come on and stay on. And then in some situations where you don't have enough power, whether you're at a 20 amp electrical outlet and you have the microwave running, the battery charger, or television, maybe you'd want to switch the refrigerator manually over to gas. so you're not using too much electricity and popping the breaker at your receptacle. Very important when you're done using the trailer, it's going to be all damp inside here, to leave the door open partially to let it to air out. Otherwise, next time you come back in, it's going to be completely moldy inside. There's 3 remotes that come in this trailer. I only have 2 out. One remote's for the stereo, one's for the Blu-ray player, and one is for the television. Samsung high quality televisions that are rated for indoor and outdoor use. These are rated high for shock as well as temperature change. It's on an articulating bracket, nylon strap on the bottom, pulls this piece down, which is a release, sits inside of a piece inside the bracket, and locks it in place when you're towing, so this TV is not swinging around and smashing into the door. Next to the television, we have your electrical outlet and inverter outlet, so you could switch just like you could the Blu-ray player. And this is the cable outlet that it's plugged into. The little black button above, the green light, that is an antenna booster. There is a antenna built into the roof of this trailer. It looks like a mushroom. It's an omnidirectional TV antenna. We did away with the crank-up antenna since we went with the ducted air conditioning system. So what you do is turn the TV on, change it from cable to air, plus this in, hit auto program, and see what stations you can come up with. If you're hooked into cable, you do not want this on, because that will distort your signal. So if you're hooked into park cable at the campground, make sure this is off. Also a good practice to just leave it off, because it is a 12-volt draw on your batteries. So most common thing what people leave on in their trailer is their antenna booster. I see it every day. Plenty of counter space here in the kitchen, so you could put a coffee maker, a blender, any other kitchen device that you might need. There's a good amount of room on this trailer. More room than some of the 25-footers we sell. These are a stacked porthole window with a shade. We have another light. We could do 1 or 2 elements. There is a slide-out pantry. And then you have silverware organizer and a bank of drawers here. And this flips down, goes right up to the wheel well. We have your furnace duct. And this panel was actually removed, not put in correctly, but this is an access panel that gains you access to the furnace and water pump for winterization. Just want to make sure that you have it clipped in properly when you're done accessing the panel, so it doesn't come off. And this is the return for the furnace that allows air back in. The microwave is a convection microwave, 1.2 cubic foot. There's a microwave, a grill, and you can bake in here. So you just decide which mode you want it on, convection, grill, roast. And inside, once you have it set up properly, there's an electrical element that will glow cherry red, and there's a fan in the back that will circulate the hot air of your food and actually grill for you. There's a little towel bar on the front of the cooktop. This is a 3-burner cooktop. So what you do is select which burner you want on. You put it to light high, hit the spark, and each one of these will spark, but whatever one's turned on will ignite. You hear a lot of crackling and wind. That's just the air escaping from the system. These are heavy-duty grates now. These are removable so you can clean underneath it. There's also a cover that comes with it. Gives you more counter space, or if this is still warm and you want to have some protection there, you can put the cooktop cover on. Cooktop ventilation system now has an LED light in it. This is a mid-year update. This is the filter that you have to clean occasionally that vents the cooktop's fumes outside. There's a vent that you have to open with a lever on the outside to allow that to take place. We have the solar controller, so now we're showing we have 100% battery remaining. We have 13 volts. We have 0.9 amp hour solar charge amps. That's our solar gain. Right now we're plugged in. We're actually in the shade, so we're not getting much. And we have 0.8 solar amp hours. This will change a little bit once you unplug the trailer and you are out in the sun. You'll see those numbers go up drastically. This is a GFCI protected electrical outlet. Any of your wet areas of the trailer, it is required by code to have a GFCI, so that would be the outlet that the refrigerator is plugged in. Behind it, the outside electrical outlet, bathroom and kitchen all have a main GFCI reset, which I'll show you shortly. The inverter system I spoke about earlier, this is how you turn the system on and off. The inverter is hidden underneath the bed. This is your sea level 2 tank monitor. This allows you to show your battery voltage, freshwater tank level and percentage. We're 0 because we're empty. Gray waste and black waste all are empty because the trailer is winterized. You could also turn the pump on from here. The pump is used when you're not hooked into a campground's water connection and you're using your onboard freshwater tank. That water sits in the tank. Now we have to suck it out, pressurize it to bring it to all your faucets. That's a demand pump, so when you turn the pump on, once it pressurizes the system, it'll shut off. Then anytime it feels a drop in pressure, the pump will then automatically kick back on. So you could leave the pump on the whole duration of your camping trip. Just make sure you shut it off before you tow the trailer. It's a good practice. Sink covers come with the trailer. Some people use them as a cutting board. The sink is a stainless steel deep sink. It's a Utopia sink. This is a thicker gauge stainless steel than what the RV industry is familiar with. This is a residential quality faucet. There's a Moen faucet. It has a separate sprayer. It's pink because there is antifreeze in the system at this point. Airstream from October 1st to April 1st ships all their trailers winterized because they come all over the country. Rear window has the same hardware as the side window, just a little bit smaller. Has a shade as well. Above it has another light LED. There's additional storage above. Below, this comes with a waste pail. You can see all the PEX tubing, shut-off valves. Everything's built to code. You can actually see the edge grain of the plywood here. This is a little bit thinner plywood that they use underneath the sink area than some of the 3/4 inch plywood they use throughout the rest of the construction of the trailer. But everything has laminate on it, so if you spill in here, you're not going to have to worry about the wallpaper peeling. It's actually thick laminate. This is an inline filter that will be installed after the trailer is dewinterized. So right now it's bypassed, so there's a bypass put in place. But this is exactly where the filter would go, and you remove that bypass. And then the box that this is over, this is your rear trunk storage. Above, we have a fan, another fantastic fan. Operates the same way as the other fan we've seen. There's plenty of floor space in the kitchen between the bathroom door. Just slide this over to the left, open. Got a porthole window. No one could see through, but it does allow light through. There's also a gap, so if you have the heat pump running, you don't really heat up this compartment, allow some air to escape. Behind the mirror, there's a medicine cabinet. Little towel bar. You can lock the door when you're inside the bathroom. You have controls for the water heater, which is gas and electric. You decide which side you would like to put on. They allow 15 minutes for the tank to heat up. The red light in the middle would indicate a failure. So if you turned the gas element on and the propane wasn't turned on, or you're out of propane, the red light will come on to let you know that it did misfire. It's going to try several times, and after it fails, it's going to trip on. So you just shut it off and try it again. The tank is 6 gallons, but it gives you 9 gallons capacity because it has a mixer valve built in that preheats the water before it brings it in the tank and then superheats it when it's inside the tank. So just be careful if you have kids. The water that comes out of the faucet can be extremely hot, but the whole idea is that you're going to mix it with quite a bit of cold water to extend your shower. Ceiling light in the bathroom. These lights, Airstream allows you to shut 1 or 2 off. In the morning, sometimes these get very bright. This is one of the few Airstream trailers besides the base camp and the 2017 Airstream Classic that has 12-volt tank heaters. All the rest of the trailers have forced hot air tank heaters that utilize the furnace that ducts air down into tanks, circulates air around the tank chamber to give you roughly a 7 to 10 degree boost in temperature. This one has 12-volt pad, similar to the pad that you'd have in the heated seat of your car that uses your stored battery juice and prevents the tank from freezing. It gives you the same 7 to 10 degree boost in temperature inside the tank. Another stainless steel sink, beautiful Moen faucet. This is another electrical outlet, but this also houses the GFCI reset for the whole entire trailer. 2 more porthole windows. You have privacy behind the toilet. These are new, wider porcelain toilets that now come with the trailer. It has a foot pedal off to the side that opens the ball valve and allows the toilet to flush. You could also put your foot partially on the lever, which will fill the bowl up to your desired height. Just never tow the trailer with the toilet full. You will always want to dump out any water before you take off. The box underneath the toilet is actually where the black tank partially is. Your toilet paper holders behind the cabinet here. You have a good amount of storage as well. Plenty of floor space. When you get out of the shower, you can get dressed in this compartment. There's a bathroom fan. You push up, push the little button, and that will allow the air to exhaust out. Just make sure you pull that down when you're done. 2-piece fiberglass shower enclosure, very durable. Have a towel bar inside the shower. You also have a clothesline that pulls across, clips in, and then you could spin this dial to lock it in place. It's for light items, so no towels, please. Another shower faucet here. Goes up. The shower wand, which is removable, so you could take it off and handheld. You could also pause it. A little water will dribble out, but it will keep your temperature setting where you had it, so when you're ready, you just flip it back on. Drain plug is very important so you don't siphon the water out of your trap and get tank odor inside the trailer when you're towing, so you want to make sure that's in. And then this great shower door. A lot of people think it's flimsy, but these are very durable. Airstream's been using them for many, many years. It's mold and mildew free, easy to install, easy to clean. You can replace this piece if you ever needed to. It has a 1-year warranty and has a squeegee built in. So when you roll it back, it squeegees all the water off. But you can see a glass or swinging shower door really wouldn't work in this compartment. So this is the solution Airstream uses. And there's so many other manufacturers that build RVs that use something similar to this. So we know it works. The heating and air conditioning system is controlled by a comfort control center. Comfort control center, you could turn it on and off by using this control here. Any button you press will wake the system up. Then you just select which mode you would want on. So you want heat pump, furnace, fan, which is just a circulator fan inside the air conditioning. You could have the whole system off but have the panel on. Cool, which is air conditioning. And then you could change the fan from auto, low, medium, or high. Low will run the fan all day long, but can kick the compressor on and off as needed once you set your temperature. The new ducted air conditioning system is approximately 30% quieter than the central air Airstream had for many, many years. So this is a great improvement. You can change the fan speed to medium. There's always a 5-second delay. And you can change it to high. You can also change your temperature. You can put the mode to auto. Auto would have been, it would either use your heat pump or air conditioning to get you whatever your desired temperature is. If you put it on the heat pump, you see the little hourglass? There's a weight now. Now it has to cycle off the air conditioning and then turn on the heat pump. And there's only one zone in this trailer. But larger trailers have 2 zones if you have 2 air conditioners. You can set a program, you can set the clock, you can see your inside temperature. It's 50 degrees in here, jeez. It's a crisp fall day here in New Jersey. And you can change it from Fahrenheit to Celsius. If it's 45 degrees outside or below, the heat pump's not going to run efficiently. So the system's smart enough to know to automatically kick on your furnace to get you up to temperature. So you could manually put it on furnace, which I would highly recommend if it's below that temperature. But if you did try to put the heat pump on, it's not going to work. It's going to put your furnace on for you. So I think I covered most of the items inside the trailer. Now we're going to take a walk outside and see what we have to show you there. This is the step light I spoke about inside, and here's the RVAA sticker. This trailer passed electrical, plumbing, heating, and fire safety of the industry. And there's the registration number for it. There's also a certified green trailer. Airstream recently achieved the Emerald rating. So that is their factory, their production process, the waste of the factory, their distribution, the trailer itself, the off-gassing, the materials used inside, what the end of life of this trailer would be, how much is recyclable. It's all rated, and Airstream achieved the Emerald. We're very proud of that. There's also an LED porch light. This illuminates underneath the awning, and it gives you an accent to the awning strip light that's already in place. This has the Goodyear Marathon 225, 75, R15 load range D tires. It's very important to keep an eye on your tire pressure. 65 PSI is a recommended tire pressure. Please, before you ever tow the trailer, check your tire pressure. Very, very important. Also, check your lug nut torque. You're supposed to, after your first 10, 25, and 50 miles, that's after the tire's removed and put on, to pull over and check your lug nut torque, but it's a very good idea to do that every time before you tow. The refrigerator has a ventilation system that allows fresh air in. This is the drain I was telling you about from inside the trailer, and allows hot air to the exhaust out the top. There's a fan switch next to the refrigerator inside the trailer. What that does is there's a thermostatically controlled computer fan behind here that circulates the hot air. You could disable that fan if you didn't want that fan to go on, but I do recommend allowing that fan to come on. That way it cools the refrigerator down and makes it run more efficient. There's also a catch for the door. So when you swing the door around, it catches here and prevents the door from flying back and forth on the windy day. Look at the beautiful job Airstream did riveting these windows. They're all safety glass windows. The buck rivets here. The extruded aluminum belt line protection. This is the center seam of the trailer. It's a little bit more vulnerable for corrosion or water penetration, so this seals that middle seam of the trailer. We have beautiful aluminum milled Flying Cloud medallion. This is the furnace that we talk about inside. This is the exhaust, so make sure there's no leaves or any combustibles in front of it. This is an outside GFCI protected electrical outlet. This here is rolled to the underbelly, which is completely sealed and closed in aluminum, riveted, nice and tight. You can see the tank chambers. The PEX tubing here protects the copper propane lines, which are exposed by code. This is the new heavy-duty stabilizer jacks that Airstream offers for 2017. That tool slips on, it's a 3/4 inch nut. You crank them down, let them touch the ground, go one more full turn. That will take the bounce out of your walk when you're inside the trailer. By no means are they meant to level the trailer. You can level the trailer front to back using your electric hitch jack, and side to side you could buy leveling blocks and bring one tire up and bring the trailer to the angle that you wish. This is the cooktop ventilation system we spoke about inside. Just pull the little latches, and this is the louver here that will exhaust the cooking outside. LED teardrop, running lights, reflector lights on the side. This is the frame structure and bumper caps. This is a polished aluminum bumper. Bumper has storage built into it. So you can put wheel chocks, blocks of wood, anything that could get wet you could put in here. It's also diamond plated and holes drilled into it, so it allows water to drain out. Look at these beautiful cast aluminum handmade taillight bezels and LED lights with the chrome trim rings. These are reflective as well. If you're parked on the side of the street, it gives them a reflection to a driver passing by. A little Bambi medallion. License plate bracket with light. Storage compartment. This has When you push the handle down, it seals the compartment up against this gasket here, and it's also an insulated compartment. It gains you access to your low point drains. There's a light in here, diamond plating on the floor. You can store a lot of items in here. Just don't throw things in. You got plumbing in here. It's pretty resilient, ABS plastic, but still be careful. You can see the pocket hole screw construction that Airstream uses on all their cabinetry, so there's no staples holding it together or plastic strips. It's all pocket hole screws, so it's very tough. This lockable compartment here. Misplaced the keys, here they are. The key with the big ridges on it is the key that will lock that compartment. There's a 751 key that will gain you access to your shower and water fill. So you take the cap off, you stick the hose in. When the tank's filled, it relieves out of here. Just don't turn the hose on full blast. You want to use low pressure. Once you fill the tank, you're going to want to drain it eventually, right? So on the side of the tank there's a drain valve. You just twist the top and that will drain you down. Rear window awning, which is optional, has metal wrap to protect it. You pull this out, you spin these little wands over into a little cup on both sides. And once you have them both in, you can roll this up and Velcro it up top here. Shades the back of the trailer. It's all sunbrella material, so it's extremely resilient. And it's spring loaded, so there's no latch on it once you put it away. There's the wireless backup camera. See the roof clearance lights up top. Look at the beautiful Airstream logo on the back. Power cord that comes with it. It's 25 foot. It's a 30 amp power cord. So when you go to a campground, they're gonna have the appropriate one to plug into. But at home, you might have an outlet like this. We'll give you an adapter here at Colonial. We give you an RV starter kit with the hoses, adapters, accessories you need to use the trailer for the first time. You can put that adapter under the power cord, then plug it in here. It's only going to give you 15 or 20 amps, so you're not going to be able to run the air conditioning, but you can run everything else in the trailer and also charge your batteries. Here's the park cable or the satellite. So if you have a portable satellite dish, you can hook it in here. Then you got to unhook the back of the TV, plug the satellite receiver into the back of the TV, and set that up, and then you'd have satellite. Power cord, when it goes up to the body, there's a ring here that tightens it. Once you undo the ring, you could twist and pull it straight out. So you can see here the alignment of the teeth. And once you get it in, you got to twist it and then you can lock it. There's a light here for the dump station. It's an LED light that allows you to empty your black and gray tank. Since the trailer is winterized and there's antifreeze inside the system, it's going to leave these handles closed. But what you do is take the cap off, stick on your waist hose, hook that securely into the campground with the adapters Colonial gives you and the rubber donut. Then you pull out your black tank first. You always want your black and toilet tank to discharge first because you might get some debris stuck in your waste hose. When you're done, you could close that in and then pull out your gray waste. So that's a sink and shower soapy water that will clean out your hose for you. After you're all done, you're going to put the trailer back in storage. You could hook up to this connection here. Very important not to confuse this one with this one. But you could hook up to this connection here and with a regular garden hose, not your white drinking water hose, and open the black tank handle and turn the water pressure on full speed. Inside the tank, there's a wand under pressure that will spray down the inside of the tank to get any tank residue out. Let that run for 5 to 10 minutes. Turn it off, close the handle, put it in storage, come back. Your trailer shouldn't smell at all. This is a city water connection. This has a water pressure regulator built right into it. So when you hook up a garden hose or your freshwater drinking hose to it, you're protected at the 55 PSI. This is going to supply water to your plumbing, not fill your freshwater tank. The back one I showed you earlier is how you fill the freshwater tank. This bypasses the tank. There's a check valve built into the water pump and just supplies water to all your plumbing. All right, this is the outside utility shower. This is where your hot and cold water is. 751 key will open the door on this. And you could hang the wand up here and you got hot, cold water. Just don't forget to winterize. You can see that this has the pink antifreeze, so we know it was winterized. You can use your awning tool to twist and unlock the side awning. Pull the strap. See how it covers the whole side of the trailer? And then this just slips right in. Shades that whole side of the trailer, makes the trailer cool, a lot more efficient. There's jack locations in the two back corners of the trailer that if you are to jack the trailer up, there's a plate here and a sticker indicating that's where it's safely jacking the trailer up. I don't want to see anybody jacking over here. You could bend these plates. In the wheel well here, there's a drip tube for the air conditioning. So any condensation will run out there instead of running down the side of the trailer. The waist hose, when you're done using it and you take your elbows off, you could slide it in to the waist hose storage tube. You can see your front stabilizer jacks. Oh, and there's your spare tire. It's a full-size spare on a steel wheel. There's the VIN plate with the tire information, production information. There's the water heater. It's aluminum tank, so there's no sacrificial anode rod, but we do have the drain plug out, but the drain plug will go back in here. When you flip the switch on for the gas, allows propane gas to flow through here. That valve opens, mixed with combustible air, ignites, and excess heat and exhaust comes out the top. It does also have a pressure relief valve for too high temperatures or too high pressure. Instead of the tank exploding, it's going to relief out here. Every residential application has one as well. Don't ever store things in this compartment. Heavy-duty stainless steel wrap protectors have a hinge. They're gapped from the body so leaves and debris can get back here. You can take the nuts off. There's 3 of them. Swing them out and you can clean leaves and debris out from behind. But this is thick gauge stainless steel. This is aluminum. So your vehicle, if it has aggressive treads like this, it's going to kick up some rocks. They'll hit you right about here and it protects. You'll see little dings and nicks in it. Not the end of the world. Here's a used trailer. It's got a lot of bugs on it. I don't see any rock dings, but I'm sure rocks did hit it. But it's more resilient than the aluminum body that's behind it. This also has solar stone guards we talk about inside. They're tinted. The middle section here, you can lift up, twist the knurl knob, lock it in place on both sides, and you can lift the window up to your desired height. The side ones, leaves and debris could get stuck behind here. You could get some dirt behind here. So you take a Phillips head screwdriver, turn it a quarter turn. You can swing these out. You can lift them off the slip hinge, clean your glass. Don't ever tow with these off. And very important to make sure this is locked down before you tow the trailer. On the ground over there, there's a black hose. That is for a low pressure barbecue grill. You could turn the gas valve on and off from the side here. There's a quick release here. Take the cap off. You can hook a low pressure grill in. So any grill that doesn't have its own regulator built into it would be a low pressure grill. Any grill that has its internal regulator built in would have to be hooked up to high pressure, which would be directly to a propane bottle itself. So depending on what type of grill you have, would determine where you're going to hook it in. Propane bottle covers, aluminum, has a nut on the top with a threaded rod that clamps the tanks down so they're tight, as well as the bottle. To fill the tanks, you have to remove this nut and lift the bottle cover off in order to get the tanks out to get them filled. These usually last the customer a whole season. You could switch from left to right bottle here, and then when the bottle has propane in it, this is going to be green. Right now they're empty, it's red. When you take this off and put it on the ground, if it's windy, it will drag across the parking lot, so you want to make sure that you do have it very secure. Make sure you have this latched down before you tow the trailer as well. We give you a battery lock that's not installed in this trailer yet, but this protects your batteries from theft. Because this has a solar charging system, this has the upgraded absorbed glass mat Lifeline Group 24 series batteries, so there's no maintenance, there's no caps to pull off. But if you didn't have these batteries and you had the standard interstate batteries, there is some battery maintenance you have to do. They're both 12 volt and they're both hooked up into parallel, so it's giving you 12 volt. We do not hook them in series because that would then give you 24 volts. It's tall enough if you decided to do 6 volt batteries in series, there's enough room in this compartment to do so. Thick frame, this is a box frame, it's not a C-channel frame. This 30 amp fuse here, this is for your electric hitch jack. If that malfunction, it'll pop the fuse, that's where it's located. Trailer breakaway cable, if the trailer ever came disconnected from the vehicle, it would pull this plunger out and it would lock the trailer brakes and prevent it from passing in the shoulder. Do not ever use this as a parking brake. They'll eventually drain the battery or burn the magnets out, and the trailer will then roll down the hill that you're trying to prevent it from. So never use this as an emergency brake. Very important to service this, make sure it pulls out each and every time. Check the cable, make sure that's okay. Usually want to replace these every 5 years, the whole device. The hitch is a 2 5/16 inch, so you need a 2 5/16 inch ball. To uncouple it, you slide it forward and lift up. Electric hitch jack, you would extend and let that hit the ground, and then it will lift you off the ball, or you can retract it up. Just make sure you put it up all the way before you tow. You can also adjust this pin. There's different heights that the foot has. The higher you go, the more movement the trailer will have. So just keep that in mind. Make sure when you lock the coupler that it's locked underneath. See, this piece slides forward? That has to lock underneath so the coupler won't lift up. We also give you a hitch lock here at Colonial, so you can lock it when it's in storage, or you can put it on when you're towing. There's an LED light up front here. Let me just step over the hitch and show you something that this particular trailer comes with. In case the hitch jack malfunctions, you could slide this tool in and manually crank the jack up and down. So it's a nice tool to have. Airstream gives you a socket that you can hook it to a drill, but you could buy the crank as an accessory. On the side here, this is the ZAMP quick disconnect port that Airstream now has standard for 2017. So all this is a port that allows you to hook a ZAMP branded solar panel into these batteries. Spare tire, just pull the little pin out the side, slip this one off, lift the arm down, and you can slide the tire right out. It helps if you lift the electric hitch jack up all the way. Gains you a lot more access. Okay, on the roof of the trailer, we have a radio antenna, which is a black antenna up front. To the left of that, we have the 80-watt optional solar panel. To the right of that, we have the fantastic fan. Behind that, we have the ZAMP port on the roof of the trailer. To the right of that, we have the TV antenna, then the air conditioning, and around to the right of that in the back is the bathroom fan. And what you can't see is the rear fantastic fan. The roof is white, which allows a great adhesion for all the ceiling and gaskets that are on the roof. It also reflects sunlight and allows it to be maintenance free. Don't ever stand on the cap or lean on the cap of the trailer. It's one of the more vulnerable areas. If you're gonna get on the roof of the trailer, I do have a separate video for that on our YouTube channel, but you always wanna do it on the awning side. The awning's gonna support some of your weight while you transfer over. And the roof is extremely slick, so be careful up there. All right, it's not that windy out today, so I'm gonna bring this awning out. But you always wanna use your discretion. Never operate the awning, bring the awning out, deploy the awning, or leave it out if there's high wind, because it will break. It's not designed for high wind. So these are some of the tools that come with the trailer. The crank tool we talked about. This is your stabilizer jack tool. Here's the low pressure propane hose. And there's the awning tool. So it helps if you could use two hands for the awning. Since I'm lefty here, I switched hands with the camera. So I could undo this wheel lock, which just sits in a little tiny cup there and just clamps these two bars together. Okay, once you get it loose enough, it will drop over, but you can see where it slips into the little cup there. That clamps them tight up against the body. Always make sure your entry door is shut before you operate the awning. You don't want to catch it on the way out. Oh, this one's tight. And you don't want to undo this wheel too much. It could come off the threaded rod and then fall on the ground. Then you need to climb back up there and put it back on. And once you get it loose enough, you can actually push in on the outer bar. That will release it for you. Twist this. And then here's your strap in the middle. You want to grab that with your awning tool. Oh, look. Here's the LED light we talked about. That's dimmable. Once you get this close enough where you could reach it with your hand, drop the stick. You don't want this to slide out and fly up against the body. Once you have it out all the way, you want to walk up to the awning, holding it the whole entire time. If I let go, this awning's going up. So I'm going to walk all the way down to the end, holding it, bracing it down. What I want to do then is grab the rafter arm that sits on a little perch here and bring it over to the end of the roller wheel. It snaps right on. Don't put it here. If you put it here, you will damage your awning, and I see it time and time again, pictures online. It will bend these bars. So once you have it here, there's a little pin that sits into little notches. We're gonna collapse this piece over this piece, it's all spring loaded, to load a good amount of pressure into this upper arm. Now this is a sturdy, stiff rafter. That's what's gonna hold the awning in, so when you lift it up, you don't put too much stress on the bottom bar. So now that I have the awning down, I can let go. I got my hands free, right? Now I could do this side separately. You can see a little bit up close. Lock it in place. Now we have it locked, and you don't want to ever forget that step. Now we can lift the awning up. So there's a little pin here on a knurl knob that sits in, there's 4 notches. 1, 2, 3, 4, somewhere in here. You don't want to go past 4 because you could pull the awning completely out, and it is sprung clocked, and that could be dangerous. So what you're going to do is put your hand on the roller wheel and then pull out the knurl knob and lift. And the straighter you keep it, don't twist it, the straighter you keep it, the easier it's going to be to glide in and out. Because if you start twisting, these are 2 square tubes, they're going to bind. And you always have to go up to number 4 by the door. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because when you open the door, you don't want it to rub the awning. We could do that on this side, put my hand on the roller wheel, and lift up. I could tilt this side if I wish. So if it's light rain, I'll have a puddle here instead of right in front of the door. You want to get some gloves too, because some of this stuff gets a lot of road grime on it when you're towing. This rolls up nice and neat. You can do that and tuck it into this little pouch here. And then you swing open your entry door. And it's fully set up. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Patrick with Colonial Airstream, Lakewood, New Jersey. Website is www.colonialairstream.com. Our telephone number is 800-265-9019. Please like this video, comment, share, subscribe. I'd love it. I'll see you soon.